What's up, y'all? This is Ramel Watley, and welcome to Trucking Hustle, the podcast for trucking entrepreneurs. If you want to learn about the trucking industry from the business side of things, you're in the right place. Every week, I interview the people who are making it happen on a daily basis. I get them to share their successes, their failures, and sometimes even their secrets. The goal is to show you how you too can create financial freedom in the booming trucking industry. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. On today's show, we talk to Damien Blackman. Damien is a dump truck, excavation, and aggregate entrepreneur who's literally getting it from the mud. Now, don't be blinded by the flash. This brother is deep. It's almost suited that he works daily with the dirt because that's where you'll find the diamond. A forward thinker, you hear about Damien's plans for trucking domination. Damien talks about his past, serving some time in prison, which helped shape him into the man that he is today. Damien then schools us on the excavation game and lets us know that if you're not in it, you're really missing out. Then, Damien talks about the importance of ownership and having the right mindset. So put your ears on and remember, if you smell something burning, that's only your desire. Cue the intro. Turn my mic up. Take it there. Yeah. On the road to the riches, life takes a toll like bridges. Good friends become foes and snitches. Better watch who knows in your business. Street hustler turned businessman. He is the owner of J.A.D.A. Inc.
Yes.
Okay, it's J.A.D.A. I say it's J.A.D.A. Is that an acronym for something?
Yes, that's for my kids and their mother. So J.A.D.A. stands for J.A.D.A., Anthony, Dre, and Alyssa. So J.A.D.A.'s my baby girl, Anthony's my son, Dre's my other son, he's the oldest, and then Alyssa, that's their mother.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. I like that. All right.
They argue a lot though because J.A.D.A. will say, well, it's my name.
Right.
He'd be like, well, it means all of our names.
It means all of our names.
Yes.
But, she's the baby girl, so,
exactly.
She gets that, the boys got to let her have that. All right. So you live in Toronto right now, right?
Yep.
But you're not from Toronto, right?
No, I was born in Barbados.
Born in Barbados. And you're right. I do owe you a congratulations, right? Toronto just won the chip.
Yep.
Do you think Kawhi is staying or what, man? What you think?
Better stay if he knows what's good for him.
You're right. The NBA is about to get real dicey, man. With the new draft picks, Zion and
exactly.
everything came in. So it's going to be interesting next year. I can't wait to see that. So, Theo is on the mat. So now y'all got the chip and y'all got Drake, man. What else? What else y'all got? And you got
J.A.D.A-Trucking Empire.
There we go. That's the holy trinity of T.O.
Exactly.
We got the Raptors and J.A.D.A.-Trucking Empire. All right, perfect. So Damien is a dump truck entrepreneur. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You own a dump truck, so you're literally getting it from the mud, man. You're getting it from the mud. You're turning dirt into diamonds, right?
Right.
All right, cool. And that's in Toronto. So I like to say that Damien is an innovator, right? He is a motivator and he is an all-around hustler. Right. So I'd like to welcome you to the show. Welcome to Truck and Hustle. I definitely want to thank you so much for joining me. This has been a dream of mine for a while. It's been something that I've been sitting on and procrastinating on for about a year's time. I started with the IG kind of getting things started. I really wanted to get into it this summer and start, providing some value for the listeners. All right. So if you could just tell us a little bit about what you do, about your business, about the dump trucks. Just give us an idea of what you do.
So I'm into excavation and like gravel or aggregates, right? So there's a lot of building and a lot of homes and buildings being built in the Toronto area and the surrounding area, right? So what we do, we just go in and we excavate the dirt, move it from here to there. Simple as that. Get paid for it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because right now is a great time also to be in the dump truck industry, I believe, because it's a booming building. I believe there's a booming building everywhere with this new generation, new technology, new homes are going up everywhere. So that means to me there's opportunity available. So we just jump in and we hit the ground rolling.
So do you do more so residential property or commercial or a little?
We do commercial. It's
more commercial.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more commercial. Yeah.
And what made you get into this business? Like where'd that come from? I mean, dump trucks. How'd you think about it?
Well,
How'd it come up?
I love trucking, period. So when I've been licensed for 16 years now. So when I first got licensed, I jumped into the tractor trailer game. So I was running all up and down the States, all up and down Canada. And after maybe about 9-10 years, I started to get bored of it. And I was incarcerated after a while. I got arrested in 2015. So
Okay.
I spent two and a half, came home June 2016. I'm like, well, I don't want to waste any more time away from my children. I already took 2 years, 2.5 years out of I took myself out of their life for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Doing semi-tractor work would have kept me on the road again for me to build that bank up. So I said, well, what can I do? I've drove dump truck a couple of times. I'm like, it's local. Let me get into the dump truck game.
Okay.
So I worked for a friend when I first came home to get my license and my money up, and then I just jumped in it. I realized it was local. I saw the opportunity with it being, because when I was away, before I went away, there wasn't a boom in construction like there was when I came home.
Okay.
And I'm looking around, I'm like, there's lots of work around here.
Right.
I can stay local. I can make just as much and still have the freedom to have a life and a lifestyle. So I'm like, light bulb went off, and I just said, let me go ahead and stick with this dump truck thing, and I love it.
Got you. So give me an idea of your typical day. I mean, you get up early in the morning. How does the schedule usually work?
So my personal day is I'm up around 4 or 5 a.m., maybe around 4:30, and I'll stretch, I'll meditate, I'll pray, I'll listen to a motivational speech, or like I listen to in the morning like T.D. Jakes, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, or Dr. Miles Monroe. Right?
Okay.
So those are the guys I kind of bounce back and forth with while I'm stretching and praying.
Okay.
Then I'll head to the gym. So I get to the gym, I do about a half hour, an hour workout, lift some weights, some cardio. Then I get to the truck around 6 a.m., start the truck up, and I'm on the job site. If I'm doing gravel, I'm on the job site as early as 6:30, 6:15, some jobs. And if I'm doing excavation, I'll get on there about 7 a.m. And I try to get at least a 10-hour day, because that's where the money is. So at least a 10-hour day, come home, clean up, and then I might hit the gym again. These days I'm trying to get 2 days because
summertime.
A little bit. Exactly. Gotta get the summer body right.
Gotta get the summer body right.
Then I'm either if I get home early enough, I'll go pick my daughter up, pick the kids up from school, and that's that. Just do business.
So I noticed that you talked about your basically your morning routine, right? Like,
right.
And that's something that you do consistently on a daily basis. Has that always been a practice that you've had, or is that something that you've implemented throughout the years?
I've implemented that during the years, my morning routine like that. I've always gotten up and prayed, but as far as the stretching and getting your mind right, I started that while incarcerated, actually.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because when I first went into jail, I was like, well, I thought I was getting bail, right? For the people who may not know my story, I was incarcerated for firearms and drugs.
Okay.
Right? So when I went in, I'm like, man, I'm gonna go home soon, get back to the block, whatever.
Right.
That wasn't happening. So once I found out I wasn't getting bail, I just started to look at my life. I'm like, okay, well, I'm here for a minute. I have to adapt. So I just went into jail mode, and that's when I started to read even more books. I started to work out. I read books on meditation, the laws of attraction, the power of your mind and your thoughts, stuff like that. And that was actually a blessing in disguise, because for 2 years, I had nothing to do but read and work on myself.
Right.
And in that time, and many of the books that I've read, like As a Man Thinketh, books like that, it talks about your thoughts and how your thoughts create your world around you, create your destiny. So many times, and many people are out there trying to change external situations to better themselves, not realizing it's all internal. It's your thoughts, it's your mind, it's your mindset. So I started to learn that, and after a while, it became a habit, because I got 2 years, I got nothing. What else am I gonna do? I can let other guys just do nothing, watch TV, play cards all day, smoke all day. I did none of that. I just worked out, worked on my mind, worked on my body, and just became a better person. While I was doing that, though, I was planning this trucking business from inside of the jail.
Okay.
So all this was planned, because I'm like, okay, like I said, after maybe like 4 or 5 months, I realized it was a blessing in disguise. I realized God actually placed me here. He's like, well, I was on the streets running around crazy. Well, he wasn't getting my attention there. He sat me down for a minute, got my attention now, right?
Right,
so
right.
And that's where that routine started to unfold and manifest in itself. And I just stuck with it because I realized the benefits even inside there. They always just say like, yo, we can't break you. Why are you always so happy? Why are you this and that? You're so articulate. What are you in here for? Fraud? I'm like, nah, I'm in here for guns and running crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? They couldn't believe it because I always figured that I'm not going to let my circumstances and my situations define me because I truly believe that I'm a king. I truly believe that I have power. So no matter where I am or what I do, I'm always going to carry that pride and that character with me. So if I'm sitting in jail, I'm still a king. I'm just a king behind bars.
There you go.
I'm still powerful behind bars.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
So I came home with that, and I just kept working on that, and that came about. That's how it came about. So
where do you feel you got that mindset from to know that you know you're a king and know that you have that sovereignty? Like where'd that come from?
I would like to say my family, they have that aura and energy about them.
Okay.
But I also kept that for myself. I cultivated that running around in the streets because looking up to the older guys or watching the television or going to wealthy neighborhoods, I always felt like, yo, I can do this.
Right.
It's true. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I've always had that confidence no matter what. I've always been a confident child. So I can remember like doing plays at the church or playing basketball. I was never afraid to be that guy.
Got you.
Spotlight or anything like that. So I think it was probably just innate. It's in me.
It was in the spirit from day one.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. All right. So you said while you were down, you planned this whole thing out, right? You knew exactly what you were going to do. So, I mean, how'd you come up with these plans? How'd you know how much money you would need to get started? Like how much would the truck cost you? Like, where'd you get all that information from? Did you do research?
Yes, I did research. So now here's the thing. So like I speak about energy and the laws of attraction and getting favor. We weren't allowed magazines. We weren't allowed the internet. We weren't allowed nothing. So I was in county jail for a minute for about 15 months. And when I I went to my corrections unit, then we were able to have, there was school up there, right? And one of the classes was computer coding and programming.
Okay.
So I took that.
Okay.
So our teacher in there, he was super cool. So super cool. Shout out to Mr. B. Don't want to get in trouble. Shout out to Mr. B. And Mr. B, and we would converse with him, and I would tell him my goals and my aspirations, tell him my past and all that, and I told him what I wanted to do, and he would just bring the books in. He would bring magazines in. He would print the prices of trucks, certain dump trucks, all the specs. He did all the research for us, for me.
Wow.
And he brought all that stuff in, and I was able to plan. He taught me about a business plan. He brought all that stuff in.
Wow.
Went to work.
That's amazing. That's a blessing. So when you finally touched down, what's the first thing you did to get started in this business? What did you have to do? Because I know it's a lot that goes into starting a business. I mean, from actual formation, getting your LLC, forth and so on.
That was the first thing.
Okay, go ahead. So what'd you do?
So I had to register my company.
Okay.
So I got my corporation. I registered that. Then, first I met with an accountant. So I went with an accountant. I laid out my plans for them, and then they told me where I was going wrong, where I needed to go. They were there. That's my foundation, my structure. They were there to help me. And then they just went and got my company registered, opened it up, got my bank account, my business bank account, because you need a business bank account because these companies aren't going to pay you. They're going to pay your corporation. Right. So I got my corporation up. After that, I secured some financing, saved up some money, and I went to the leasing company. I went to a truck leasing company. They sell dump trucks and they sell semis. I looked at some trucks, looked at some dump trucks, got some ideas, and I found one that I really liked, and it was for a great price. It was one of the cheapest on the lot, and it had a great motor.
Okay.
Great. It was like amazing. It was $25,000 cheaper than the average trucks that are on there. I said,
Okay.
that's it. I want that.
And what's the average price you're going to pay for a truck? The dump
100
truck?
about 100,000.
About 100,000.
Yeah.
So you were able to secure that for around 75.
Yes.
Wow.
75, 80,000.
75, 80. Okay. So now you have your truck. What do you do next?
I call up the dispatch.
Okay.
Because when I was working with a friend, we were working through. He gets his work from the broker, but I also have a relationship with that broker. So when I got my truck, I just called the broker like, hey, such and such, Damien. We already get work from you. I just purchased my own truck. I need some work. That would have been, I believe that was a Friday. He said, okay, here's what we got. On Monday, you're going out.
Wow.
And that was that. And I
wow.
went out on Monday.
So do you still work with that same broker, or since then have you?
I still do part-time, but I have 3 different companies that I work with.
Okay.
You don't want to keep all your eggs in one basket. So I go around and but what's best for me.
So how do you go about getting contracts?
So there's 2 ways. So you could do the way I did initially with the broker. So you could contact a broker, and a broker usually has work. They don't really have trucks. Some may, but they don't have trucks. So all they do is they have lots of work. So they already met with the larger companies, like the aggregate companies, the paving companies. So they have the work already.
Okay.
So you go with a broker, and all the broker does is send you on the job. They already have the job.
Okay.
So it's quite easy. It's probably the easiest transition for someone coming into the game, just to go get with a broker, because you could work right away because they have the work. Right. That's what I'm actually doing right now. I'm a broker. I use all my resources, and I became a broker. So
nice.
Now I dispatch trucks. I have about seven trucks that I dispatch.
Nice.
Right now, currently. Right?
So now you've basically integrated to where you have your own truck, and now you also have other owner operators that work through you and get work through you.
Correct.
Wow.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let me see. So you got your truck. Now you got the work. How do you scale this business? What's J.A.D.A-Trucking Empire look like in 5 years? What do you do next?
In 5 years, I'm having 3 more trucks. 3 more trucks, and as much dispatching as I could possibly have. My goal is to have at least 40 subcontracts. So 40 owner operators working under the J.A.D.A Inc. umbrella, and 3 trucks for me. But within the next 10 years, I plan to have 7 trucks. And that's it for me. 7 personal trucks and 40 trucks that I dispatch. And that's it for me.
Wow. Now, where'd you come up with that, with those numbers? It's just like
7 is the 7 of the God's number. Right? Okay. So I like the number 7. 7.
Peace to the nations and gods of the earth. All right. And the 7.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
All right.
Right. So I'm sticking at 7. That's all I need. Because off of one truck, you should be able to gross around $150,000 to $200,000 a year.
Okay.
Off of one truck, gross. All your expenses, that all depends, right?
Wow.
So you get 7 of those, and you know what I mean?
Now let me ask you a question. In that industry, do you find that it's a lot of price haggling, like as far as like brokers trying to, owner operators trying to cut each other's throat as far as, to get lower prices to get work?
Yes.
Does that happen a lot?
That happens a lot.
And how do you fight that?
That happens a lot, but I think once you're knowledgeable, you know what the rate should be.
Okay.
Right. And also you have to know what your truck can operate at. Right. So my trucks don't operate for anything less than $85 an hour. Right? Okay. Because that's how you have to know your expenses. Because if I have a driver and I'm paying a driver, say, $25 an hour, then the fuel may be about another $25 an hour. And then you have the expenses of the truck, maybe another $25 an hour. Right. So you don't want anything less than that, because then you're operating at a loss. Right. So.
Okay. Got you. All right. Let's talk about branding. Right. Because one thing I notice about you is you are a brand guy. Like, I super brand guy, right? Like, I mean, I know plenty of guys in the trucking business, a lot, hundreds of guys. And I've never seen somebody as audacious and bold and just
Right.
branding like you. Why the branding, number one, and how does that help your business, and why is that important to you?
Well, a brand is going to live longer and more. It's more noticeable than your truck. Trucks are ubiquitous. They're everywhere, right? It's like the iPhone. Take the iPhone, for example. I love iPhone.
Right.
But they haven't really changed in the last 8 years.
Right.
It's basically the same thing. But why do we love iPhone? Because it's a brand.
Okay.
We love the brand. We love the Apple brand. We don't really love iPhone that much. We love the Apple brand. We fall in love with the brand, the commercials, the sleekness of the design. It's an app for that. You know, it's just branding. Branding speaks louder than your actual product, right? And because when people fall in love with the brand, people are also going to purchase and support anything that the brand does. So when Apple decides to cut away the earphone plug and tell you need the lightning plug now,
right?
We're gonna do that anyway, because now we're gonna get rid of all of our old phones and buy a brand new iPhone 8, iPhone 9 with the lightning port. Because why? We like Apple. We're gonna stay with them. Right?
Okay.
So branding to me is extremely important because it gives people a chance to notice my trucking and my company. And if they fall in love with my brand, they're gonna support anything that I do because I'm giving out good information. It's like I listen to Gary Vee a lot, and he says brand, because brands are gonna live longer than the actual product. Because there's trucks everywhere. But why? My branding lets people know who I am, what our company's about, what you're getting into, what you're dealing with, and they'll be like, okay, I like what that company's doing. It's transparent. I'll go work with them, or I'll give them my money, as opposed to no offense, but say maybe Joe Blow's Trucking, where they just be trucks and we don't know anything about them. They have no social media branding. They have no footprints, no nothing. We don't know anything about them. Right? I'm transparent with my branding so they can see. That's my thought on that, right?
I mean, it definitely makes sense to me. I think a lot of guys need to, adapt that mindset, because I think a lot of times in the trucking industry, people kind of feel as, like you said, there's trucks everywhere. What is branding my truck or branding myself? How is that going to help my bottom line as far as making me money, right? Because it's more of a B2B operation where it's business to business, and there's no real consumers, right? But it is because, like you said, for the bigger picture, because maybe you don't want to stop there. Maybe you want to do something else outside of that, expand. And now that brand is recognizable, and you have a moving billboard, all over Canada, right?
Exactly.
So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone with that.
Correct.
So that makes a lot of sense. I like that. So what do you think is the as far as with the brand? After the excavation, you said you want to basically build out the brokering. You want to get more trucks yourself that you own. What else do you plan on doing with this brand that you're building, that you're working so hard to create?
So I have another segment called, so this is called Get Rich or Die Trucking. This is for the trucking industry.
Okay.
Now, I mean, for the truckers, the owner operators. Then there's also what I call Get Fit or Die Trucking. That's another imprint.
Okay.
And that is basically because as truckers, we live a sedentary lifestyle. We're always sitting down. It's very unhealthy. There's there's unhealthy foods. The truck stops don't supply any workout, any gyms, any workout plans. So what I'm trying to do, or what I'm going to do, is implement a healthy eating lifestyle, or get some ingredients for the truckers so they can eat healthy while being on the road for hours and hours or weeks at a time. And maybe some exercises also that they can do in the truck, outside of the truck, where they can still continue to be healthy, as opposed to just gaining weight and increasing the obesity rates in America and Canada.
Wow. That's important, man. That's something I think about all the time, man. It's a lot of, especially being in the truck all the time. I mean, you're home every day, but with these guys who are over the road, as you know, you've been over the road before, a lot of unhealthy eating habits and stuff like that. So get rich and die trucking.
Yeah, get rich or die trucking.
Get rich or die. Or die trucking. I like that. Get
or die trucking.
Get rich
or
die.
That means we're basically gonna get rich or die trucking. So we're gonna get rich in this thing because we're not stopping. So, and get rich is not just monetary, but get rich in spirit. Get rich in your thoughts. Get rich in love. Get rich in power. Get rich. Just get rich in health. Get rich. Right. Because we want it's just more than just money. The money will come. If you do what you're supposed to do, the money will come. It has to come. That's just the equation. That's the Formula One. It just has to come, right? So just do what you have to do, and the money will come, right? And as far as get fit or die trucking, that's literal, because if you don't get fit, you will die trucking.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean? So get fit or die trucking. Emphasis on fit, because you're gonna have to. You don't have to be benching 480 pounds or six pack. It's just your healthy lifestyle, healthy habits, your a healthy heart. Your lungs are clean and healthy. Your liver's working properly. Your mind is clear. Because that also, it helps you as the road, because you can focus on the road now, right? You're not lethargic. You're not tired all the time, right? Your reaction time is on point. So it pays to be healthy.
Nice. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about these self-driving trucks and moving into the future? How do you think technology is going to impact the trucking industry, specifically what you do?
Well, the dump trucks, I don't think it'll happen as quick as the semis, because the dump trucks, we work usually on roads that are unassumed. They haven't been built yet, right? So I don't think it could be maneuvered because I believe they use GPS location to guide the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
So the dump trucks, I think we'll have a little bit of time after that. But for the semis, it's coming. It's imminent. But I don't mind it, because I believe if you prepare for it, then you'll be good. It'd be like, we don't want to be Blockbuster when Netflix is coming around the corner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I figure you get ahead of the game. So you plan now. Plan for these trucks, right? Plan to own one. Figure out the pricing. Figure out the companies. Figure out what you're gonna do. If you are owner, you will not be, because look, when a factory shuts down, the workers are impacted.
Right.
The boss isn't. The owner's not impacted.
Right.
So how do we get around that? Be an owner. So all we have to do is get ready to own these trucks that are coming, because they're coming. Right. There's no way around it. Technology is coming.
Right.
You just got to be an owner. If you could prepare and plan to be able to at least get a down payment on it, do your research, and you'll be good to go. Right. Embrace the change, because the future is coming. People are so negative towards change in the future. It has to come. Right. The future's coming.
Right.
Become an owner. Stop being a worker.
Now that's so important, and I like that you said that. Why is it so important to become an owner and not be a worker?
You can control your destiny. You're actually in control, right? Granted, there's more risk. However, there's more reward if done correctly.
Okay.
Right. But you want to be able to control the narrative, because I can't be fired. I'll leave here. I'll quit. I'll pull my trucks out of here.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't fire me. So my power isn't in your hands anymore. It's in my hands. It's up to me to know what I want to do with it. Right. So the importance of owning is just that. You have ownership, right? You have power. No one can't tell you anything that you don't really like. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You can't fire you. That's important. So you can, if you have children and this and that, or a wife, it's like, well, you just got fired. What are you gonna do? Now you're shaking it.
Right.
Now you're an owner. They can't fire you. And becoming an owner, now your possibilities are endless. You can own more. There's no ceiling cap when you're an owner, because now you could partner with this person. You could take the revenue created in this business, transfer it over to this business. Now you have 2 or 3 businesses, and you're just growing. Now you're just creating wealth, right? We want wealth. That's the point and the aim of the game. Wealth, not just riches, wealth and generation. We can't be selfish with it, because if we have children, we have family, we just have people, period, right? Black people, period. Like, we want to be able to pass down and create generational wealth. And we could only do that by ownership. We can't do that working. Plus, income tax is the highest form of tax out there. So the more you work, the more you're going to get taxed. That means the less that you make. Like, become an owner.
Right.
I mean, to save more of your money.
Right. I like that. Now, I was on your Instagram not too long ago, and I noticed you post something, and I just want to talk about this in a couple of different ways. You posted something that said, because I'm pro-Black doesn't mean I'm anti-white, right? And I just want you to explain what you mean by that. If you could, just elaborate on that for me.
Well, when you're pro-Black and shooting real, you're rooting black, people may misconstrue that for racism. you only mess with black people.
Right.
Why are you so in love with black people? What about us white people? Well, I'll tell you what about you guys white people. You already have your system in place. You already have it. You have the knowledge already. You have generational wealth been passed down hundreds and hundreds of years. My people are lost, many of them, right? We're now trying to play catch up, right? So what I'm trying to do is just motivate my people. That's it. It's not about I have great white friends. Like, I don't even call them white friends. I just have great friends.
Friends. There you go.
They're friends, right? But they just happen to be white. Like, but they get it. I was talking to my homie Darren, and he was like, I want to do some business together with you. And he's like, I noticed you have your black page, though. Is that the stuff to do with your black people? Is like, would that be a hindrance if I was to come in? I'm like, nah, fam. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, I'm like, I just have a love for black people. He's like, I get it. That's what he said. He's like, I get it.
Right.
The ignorant ones
won't understand.
Not understand. They won't get it, but I get it.
Right.
And that's why I love him. He's like, he gets it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, no, it's
so
I'm just trying to love my people.
Got you. So I asked that question to kind of segue into how does race play a part in business? I mean, do you as a black man, do you find it more difficult to get work? Do you feel that it's same as your other peers? Like, does it play a part at all?
It can. I don't believe I've had that issue because I always go into any situation with the ability and the thought power, like, I got this, I can do this.
Okay.
But I do see the racism because, okay, like right now, there's I would say like the East Indians, they basically run the truck industry right now, especially in Canada. And it's no secret that many of them, not all, so don't come for me, many of them do not like black people. They don't like us.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So they control the trucking industry. So they don't like when they see, some of us don't like when they see other black people on the job. So they might give you, if you go into a certain broker, they might give you bullshit jobs. They might give you shitty jobs that no one wants, but it still has to get done because they're gonna get paid anyway. But our trucks may be ruined, and then we'll always we'll take the pickings no matter what because we need the money.
Okay.
Right. So that's how race may come into, or they may short pay you. So the job is $85 an hour. They might tell you $72. But because you don't know, you're getting the low end, and they're winning.
Got you. Now, like I said, I've been in this game for a long time, just like you have, and over the years, I've noticed the complexion kind of changing a little bit. Right when I first entered into the industry, it was white male dominated, probably 40s, 50s. That was your typical truck driver.
Right.
Nowadays, you see a lot of young black men getting into the industry. You see, like you said, Indians. You see all different cultures coming in. But I still feel like we can get more black men into trucking. How do you feel that we kind of get the word out to get these young men into this industry to realize that there's money out here to get, and there's an opportunity here in this industry? How do we do that?
Exactly what you were speaking about branding. We got to brand it properly. Now, I'm an 80s baby, right? So our generation, we're fly by nature.
There you go.
The hip hop,
right?
We like the big rides, the jewelry, this and that. We have to show these youngins that you can still be fly and get this money. There's as much money in this as there is in the streets, much safer, if not more sometimes, right? So I think they all think that trucking is for old folk, it's boring, it's this and that.
Right.
No, you could shine up your truck. You put tint on your truck. You can shine, you have chrome rims on your truck. There's lights, there's systems on your truck. You know what I mean? And make $5,000 to $6,000 a week.
Right.
Right. So I think that's how you get them in. We have to appeal to them because it's like I can't go in there singing and telling them about jazz. The young generation don't care nothing about no jazz. They care about hip hop.
Right.
So you have to appeal to the younger generation. You just have to appeal to them. Show them it's cool. Show them it's fly. They'll be like, okay, we can get with that. And that's what I'm doing on my gram. It's like, yo, we fly trucking out here.
Right.
You can still wear your jewelry. You can get fitted. You can get right.
Right.
Still make money. Hang with your folks. Right. So I think that's one of the ways that we can get these youngins into the trucking and just promote, man. That's it. Brand it. Trucking. That's it.
Definitely. So, what would you tell a young guy who just got his license? What guidance would you give him as far as navigating this trucking game? As far as getting those, that first couple months or that first year in, like how would you say he should start to get on the road to figuring out what his niche is and what he wants to do in the industry?
Save his money. Save as much as you can. Listen, learn as much as you can, because just ask a bunch of questions. Follow people who are going in your direction. Just ask a bunch of questions. Learn the business as much as you can. Save your money. And then just read and learn about ownership, about business. And then I would say just go from there. Just read and learn. I can't stress it enough. Ownership. That's ultimately what you want to get in here to do, to own, right? Just own. Even if you want to drive by yourself, but at least you own the truck, right? You could hire somebody else, like just ownership. So I would say get in, drive for a year, figure out if this is what you want to do. You want to do long haul, you want to do dump truck, you want to be local. Just figure out what you want to do, and just go from there. But just always to be an owner in something, owner.
Right. And you feel what other industries do you feel are lucrative aside from what you do? Are there any other suggestions that you have for young guys coming into the game?
I would say coding.
Okay.
Coding. And that's the new thing of the future.
Okay.
Computer programming.
Okay. Coding.
Lucrative in that. Yes.
Have you ever thought of any ideas as far as technology that can help enhance what you're doing on a daily basis? I know you have, because you're smiling. Yeah. So I know you're probably working on something right now as we speak.
I am working on something. I'm not sure if I should. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
It's I am working on something. I want to keep it on a wrap before somebody with more money and more opportunity than me goes out there and takes the idea.
Okay.
But yes, I do have something where technology will enhance this industry like immensely.
Nice. Got you. All right. Just want to touch on a little bit more mindset stuff real quick. Talk about goals. Talk about setting goals for me. Why that's important to you, and why people need to set goals, or is it important to set goals?
It's extremely important. I'll say it like this. I was reading something. Can't remember what book it was from, and it was like, well, picture it like the analogy of a boat. Now, if you just have a boat, a cruise ship, and you just in the middle of the ocean, no thrusters, no map, no destination, no nothing, you're just sitting there. The wind and the water is going to take it wherever. It's going to drift wherever. So you don't even know where it's going to go, where you're going to end up. Anywhere. You can end up in South Africa, you can end up in Timbuktu, you can end up in Miami. You don't know where it's going because you don't have a sail, you don't have any guidance, no anything. But if you have a destination, let's say we're going to Barbados, we're going to Barbados, then we know we have to go down maybe 500 miles this way, 300 miles that way, and a couple of days I'll end up in Barbados, right? Mm-hmm. So that's important because without a goal, you can't get to your destination. And if you do get there, it's going to be by luck, or it's going to be like 10 years down, 10 years too late. Goals keep you on track, right? It's like a checklist. Okay, this is what I have to do. This is what I need to get. This is what, okay, bam. Check off every step you go. Check. Make sure that you stay on track. Goals are extremely important, man. And it also gives you a boost of confidence when you check off goals.
Right. That's true.
You're like, yeah, I got it. Bam. So that's like a chemical reaction goes up in the brain. It makes you feel good. You want to complete more goals, right? So it's extremely important. Goals are important.
Okay. All right, cool. So I got a couple questions I want to ask you, just kind of random things just to kind of fill you out. All right. All right. So tell me something that's true, right? But nobody agrees with you on it. Something that's true, but nobody agrees with you.
That the government is spraying chemtrails in the air and that they can make it rain. No one believes me, right?
Okay.
No one believes me.
I like
just
that
conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Right? So it'll tell you, like, if you go outside right now and it's a clear day, right? And if the forecast is going to rain in 2 to 3 days, just look outside. You might see a plane or a couple planes flying by, and there's going to be a trail behind them. And in a couple of minutes, or about maybe 10, 20 minutes, those trails actually expand.
Okay.
They become rain clouds.
Wow.
The government can make it rain.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. I'm sure you've had plenty of debates about that one, right?
Plenty.
Guys like, man, you're crazy, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
All right, so tell me this. When you're not in the truck, what are you doing?
I'm reading, or I'm trying to figure out what other businesses I can start, how I can create more wealth. I feel like I have to catch up. Those 2 years really knocked me back. Not just financially, but like mentally, because I'm like, when it really kicked in, and like, yo, I wasted a whole lot of time.
Wow.
I can't waste any more time. So I'm just thinking of businesses. What can I do? Who can I partner with? How can I get my people to work together?
Right.
Because there's the power in numbers.
Right. Do you feel like, because I'm the same way. I'm always thinking about multiple businesses, and a lot of times it's kind of like you have that thing where you think about so many different things. It's like you're chasing more than one rabbit. You end up kind of not getting where it's like you kind of go crazy. Do you ever feel that, or is it kind of like you're able to focus on one thing? And
yeah, I'm able to focus now, because I just had this conversation with my friend last night. To be honest, I told him you have to focus on just one or two things. So what I'm doing right now, I'm focusing on business that are maybe branched off from trucking, right? So it's all in the sales. So t-shirts, maybe brokering, a tire company. I'm trying to start like a tire repair company, because I have a friend, Jay's Tire Service. He's always in my stories. I always shout him out. I only deal with him, right? So I want to be able to partner with him and maybe franchise under his truck, on his tire business, because what he does, he services all truck tires, buses, any commercials, tractors, stuff like that. So there's always a need for tires.
Okay.
Right.
Definitely
so
always a need for tires.
Exactly. So my businesses right now are all connected through trucking, because I think it's an easy transition, because I have
like, so why go start a rap label, right? When you
exactly
so vested into the trucking business. And I think that's one thing that our people, especially, we have that problem. Like, we kind of veer off the path a little bit.
Right.
We have something good going, but we have these things that we want to do, passion projects or what have you, and we kind of move off of, building up what we already have, the brand that we've already built.
Exactly. We'll throw away our diamond, or a diamond in the rough, for a stone that's already cut and shiny at the jeweler, right? But we have an uncut, untouched, unpolished gem. We don't really realize or understand what we really have, because we're not taking the time to polish it. We haven't taken the time to cut it. We want to go to where it's already cut and already shined. We're already making a profit off that. Nah, we got it right here. So what I'm doing, I'm just sticking to the trucking for now, and I'm branching off around trucking, because trucks are extremely important. I don't think people understand how important trucks are. Like, but people, you wouldn't eat, you wouldn't sleep, you wouldn't drive, shoot. If it comes off a plane, if it comes off a boat or a train, a truck got it there, right? Your cars, the phones that we're speaking on, trucks brought it there, right? We're living in a house, thank a trucker, because we did the excavation, we brought the material there to get it to lay the foundation, tractor trailers and flatbeds brought the bricks, and we brought everything. So it's extremely important. So why not own a piece of something that's so important? It's almost like an essential business. Right.
It's the backbone of the economy, man. It all starts with trucking.
Right. But it's not marketed to us.
Right. Yeah.
So we don't know.
You're absolutely right. It's funny, when you meet other guys in the industry, it's kind of like how'd you end up here? Because nobody knows about this underground of trucking. You know what I mean? Like, I know I grew up an 80s baby just like you, and my perception of the truck driver was definitely not me. They didn't look like me, or they didn't look like you. So I would have never thought that I would get into the trucking business. I kind of just fell into it by mistake. You know what I mean? I was at a point to where I was unemployed, looking for something to do, and I went and got my CDL because they were offering it free. You know what I mean? So I just kind of fell into the business, and then I got into the management side of things. But I would have never thought about being a truck driver or being in the trucking industry at all. Because it's not marketed in school, nobody talks about it. But there's billions and billions of dollars being transferred, annually in this industry. And like you said, everything comes from it.
In 2017, they said, the trucking revenues were $700 something billion.
Right.
In 2017, that was revenue. 700.
That's revenue. That's
revenue. How much as a race of black people as owners do we get of that?
Right.
Not a lot.
You're right. And there's a shortage, right? The freight is up. You know what I mean? The jobs are up, but there's a shortage of drivers and there's a shortage of people out there. So it's really something that's wide open.
Yeah, it needs to be marketed, man. Look, you talk about rapping. Some of your favorite rappers own trucking businesses. I listen to Made Man. Made Man owns dump trucks. He's from Atlanta.
Okay.
Little Dirk owns trucks.
Okay.
He owns semi trailers and stuff like that. And
right.
A couple of other rappers, they actually own trucks. They just don't talk about it because I don't know why it's not the cool thing. They'd rather talk about popping bottles and buying the Lambos and that, but not telling you how I'm actually getting to pop a bottle and Lambo. Because not all rap music, they own trucks.
Right.
They own other businesses, right? So
right.
It's businesses, man.
And they're probably seeing more financially off of those businesses than they are off of music. Because as we know now, with music, with the streaming and stuff like that, man, these guys aren't seeing the money that, they may have back in the day. I mean, really, the music industry has always been a facade. There's really never been a lot of money in the music industry. Right. At least what it looks like there is. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So let me ask you some more questions here. So what's an app on your phone that you can't live without? What's an app on your phone?
Instagram.
Instagram. How much time you spend on Instagram, man? You ever look at the thing that populates all the time you spend on the gram?
I say I probably do like 4 hours daily on the gram.
But the thing is, you're being productive on Instagram.
Exactly. That's
right.
That's what I be telling Shorty. Cause she be thinking I'll be here on the gram just liking and scrolling. But
right.
No, I'm actually doing stuff. Right.
Right.
So
right.
then I set my time to respond to messages. So I set a time to post so I don't be on there all day. So I'm quite disciplined on the gram. So okay. I'll go on there and I'll look at certain things, or there'll be a certain time when people will get I'll respond, even look in the DMs. Unless I know, like, say, like, it's you and we have to go meet with this, I'll answer those. But right. Other than that, if it's not within that time, I'm not answering it because I want to be disciplined throughout my day.
Got you. Got you. Smart. Yeah. So what aren't you good at? What is Superman's weaknesses? What's your kryptonite?
Being realistic. I'm a dreamer. I think anything could be done. I think it's all possible. So right. I'll run out thinking I can do it. Sometimes I can't do it. And sometimes I can't. I won't be like, I couldn't do it. I have a problem saying I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I think I can do everything.
Right. But I mean, you know what? To me, realistic isn't even a word, man. Get rid of that word.
Thank you.
Because like you said, anything is possible. Anything is possible. You put your mind to it.
Right. Thank you very much.
You don't have to be realistic at all. So you mentioned some people earlier, different people that you listen to. Who do you look up to?
I like Damien John.
Damien John, Shark Tank, Fubu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shark Tank, Fubu guy. Yeah. Okay. I love that guy.
What about him?
I like that he went from nothing to something and still kept him. He's still black, but he's classy with it, but he's not washed. He's not too far gone.
Right.
I can still relate to him as being a black man, but it's still a businessman with class, right?
Right. You're right.
I like that because I think it's important to have balance. Like me, I could go to the hood right now. I'm straight. You know what I mean? I still got my love. I'll roll through. But I could also leave here and go to like a business meeting with my suit. I know how to articulate and speak proper. Right. So I think I have a balance without losing myself. Okay. Right. It wouldn't be like, oh, he's faking. Nah, I just know how to operate. And I think that's important because some people can't do both. Right. You have that balance. It's like Jay-Z has a song, I'm young enough to know the right car to buy, but old enough not to put rims on it.
There you go. I mean? There you go.
That's how I live. Right. So
I like that. Yeah. Damien John definitely does like walk that line perfectly. Even like when you're watching the show Shark Tank and all that, he still has his swagger. you know what I mean,
Right.
about him,
Right.
but he's able to be in the room with those sharks and do his thing. And he definitely fits right in.
Yeah. And another one I like to right now, well, I've always loved Nip. That's my homie.
Nipsey?
That's love homie.
Okay.
But I like what Jay-Z has done, not just because of the billionaire status. I may not necessarily always like his music, but his moves, his business moves, and what he stands for, like he's always supporting the people, no matter what he's supporting. And if you go back and listen to his music, he told you exactly what he was going to do. It's only now if you listen to his music, you'll see that what he said maybe 5-10 years ago, he's actually doing now.
Right. And it's crazy because it almost seems like Jay-Z had this whole thing planned from the beginning, man. It's like
he did.
It's like he came into the game, you know, as your regular hip hopper, you know what I mean? Talking about the women and popping bottles and cars and all that. And he slowly got in there. He was a spook who sat by the door, and he slowly made the transition. You know, everybody thought he was ignorant, and but you're ignorant to feel that they were using him, but he was really using them. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to get into these doors, and now he's totally flipped the script to where it's all black everything.
Exactly. Because now it's too late for him. It's too late to stop him.
Right. And now it's too late to stop him. So you got to definitely you got to applaud him, man, the way he's done that. I mean, to come from where he came from, his circumstances. I mean, that's like that we'll probably never see that again in our lifetime.
Right. That's something to look up to, man. That's something to admire. He did it. I mean, he has a lyric, and it says, can't remember exactly how it goes, but he's like, he had to dumb down his knowledge basically, and they criticized me for it, but yet they all still yell holla. He basically was like, yo, what I was thinking, the people weren't ready for it. I was too intelligent for them. Like the hip hop community, they wouldn't listen. They would have thought I was crazy. So I had to dumb my shit down. And speak about the bottles and the hoes and this and that, so you guys would feel me. But then slowly, as you see, slowly to transition into the man that he is now. It's like, okay, I get it now. But yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Intelligent guy.
Do you think you would ever transition into like into a motivational speaker or anything like that? Would that be something you'd be interested in, going on stage, touching the people?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to do that. I think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
I mean, you kind of already are doing it. You know what I mean? If anybody goes on your social media, I mean, you're motivating, you're talking, you're inspiring. So I mean, you're already doing it. It's just probably a matter of transitioning to a stage.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that's all part of my branding also. So it goes back to the importance of branding. The brand is going to allow me to do much more than just drive a truck, because now with my brand, they'll notice, like you said, I'm inspiring, I'm motivating. So if I could do that on a skill that I am now, it makes it easier for me to transition into on the stage, because they'll be able to see I have a following of Instagram followers or YouTube and this and that. I already have an audience, so I can be able to draw a crowd wherever I go, right? So, yeah, it's all about branding. Yeah.
Nah, 100%. So you got your Get Rich or Die Trucking T-shirt on. Where can people find it if they wanted to purchase that and support?
Thank you. So they can head on over to the website, J.A.D.A-Trucking-Empire.com.
Okay.
And they have the gears over there. They can book a consultation if they need to learn how to get into the industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do consultations as well. And how does that normally work?
I do. So they'll go on onto the website, click on consultation, book that, and they get a telephone consultation where I go through the plans and what you need to get into the industry, what like your permits, your licenses, what type of trucks. I suggest the trucks that you should get for what type of jobs, how to land contracts, etc. And just Got you.
And you kind of help them out like as a mentor from there. Like, you know, once you have that relationship, you guys build that rapport, and then you kind of there for them and help them see it through.
Right. Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay, got you. So we'll definitely plug the link to the clothing line on the show notes, as well as a link. And all that is on the same website, correct?
Yeah, all on the same website. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So is there anything that I should have asked you, anything that I didn't ask you that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think you did a great job. What I just want to tell you, I want to say to the people, like, as Black people, we just need to work together. That's it. If you notice as cliche as that sounds, we've been hearing this for so long, But as cliche as that sounds, I don't think our people understand the urgency of us working together and owning something, right? And that's anything, real estate, whether it's restaurants, work, anything. I'm just in the trucking industry, so I'm telling you about the trucking, because now we can dominate a trucking industry. If there's 500 people that own trucks, or two, some may own two, some may own 10. We probably have like 1,500 dump trucks somewhere, accumulative. We can now control the dollar. So now we can go to a company. Okay, let's say you have 5 dump trucks, and I have 7 dump trucks, and then my friend has 4 dump trucks, and another person has 2 dump trucks. Right now, instead of I go into the company and say, well, I have 7 dump trucks. They'll be like, okay, that's cool. Let me give you some work. If you go with your 5 dump trucks and you say, I have 5 dump trucks, I want to get some work, they'll be like, they could give you work, but it won't be big. Now, if I go and say, well, we have 40 dump trucks, they'll be like, okay, we could give you that government contract, because they know that we have enough trucks to service and supply the order, right? So they'll give you more work and a bigger contract because you actually have more trucks. Now, we don't need to personally own all those trucks, but if we all come together, then we all have those trucks. Those trucks are all going to go out on that contract. Then it looks like we have 40 trucks. Now we're going to get the contracts. Wow. Now we can do everything, because now you could go set the prices on anything, right? Because now we're going direct to the consumer. We're going directly to the plug. Right. So now they can't rob, the brokers can't rob us, the other races can't rob us, because we're actually getting the contracts, we're getting the job. Now we're creating wealth because we own this thing. Now let's say we grow from 40, we have maybe 100 trucks. Now you could take over a whole city. Right? A whole city. Right. You know what I mean? Now we could say, let's say it's you're the one with the contract, right? So let's say the Trucking Hustle company, right? We'll go into, let's say, Miller Paving, and they'll say Trucking Hustle has 50 trucks. We got a contract making $90 an hour. Right. So now all these trucks are going to make $90 an hour, right? Because I'm still going to get paid under J.A.D.A. Inc. These guys are going to get paid on. They're still getting their regular paycheck, but it's more they went in there with just 5 trucks. Right. Or all working together, right? And that's the thing I'm trying to show people. Like, we can just work together. Like, if we just all come together and say we're going to go attack that, we're going to go attack that. Now we could get those contracts. Now the money's ours. We have city contracts. We have government contracts. We have a Walmart contract. We have a let's say Mattamy Homes, or a big home builder. We have those contracts directly. Right. No middleman. Right. It's us. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the importance of us working together and hurrying up. And I was just talking to my a female friend today, actually, in the truck, and I was noticing we go to a lot of homes. We build a lot of homes, right? And I'm seeing lots of buildings going up everywhere. And I'm like, we're going to get left behind if we don't start owning something. Because I may be doing the excavation for this mall that's going up, or I might be doing excavation for this subdevelopment of these homes that's going up, but I don't have a home. I'm not owning a home. Right. Right. I think we're missing out. I think we're in a great generation right now. The wealth transfer is happening. This is the time of entrepreneurship, right? It's never been seen before. It's open. The floodgates are wide open right now for us to take advantage of it, for us to own. Because once they figure out how to cap all this entrepreneurship, it's a wrap. It's going to go back to where the bosses own everything and you become workers, right? And I say it like this. Let's say before the .com bubble, there was people just working. Let's take the entertainment industry. Before, you couldn't just go make a song on your computer and upload it to SoundCloud and blow up. Right. You couldn't be a Soulja Boy, couldn't be a Sheck West, you couldn't be an A Boogie, you had to be a Jay-Z who got signed, you had to be a Tupac who got signed. You couldn't just enter. Right. Now the gates are opened up with the technology for you to just enter. Now everyone's getting wealthy. You got
Right.
Instagram models. You got Instagram influencers. You're doing podcasting. That's a business.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's all open right now, and it's a chance for everyone to just go in and go hard, because once they figure out how to cap all this stuff, it's a wrap.
Wow.
Now you're out for another 100 years, maybe another 50 years, 100 years, and you can't just go and own anything anymore, because that door has been closed. Right now, you could invest in anything. You can invest in Uber. Uber's a startup. Look at that. Like, there's so much things that are just, the opportunity is there. There's an energy over the universe that's there, and we just have to do it. You know what I mean? Right now, we could
Wow.
own homes right now.
Right.
You and I could go put $5,000-$10,000 each and go own a home right now. You know what I mean? Like, right now. We couldn't
Right.
do that a couple years ago.
Right.
We might not be able to do it. We don't know when we just don't know. Right?
Right.
And just work together. Like, I could ramble on and on about just importance of just working together. Right? I was looking at like this also. Many of my people, we all want to be the boss. So I may not want to share anything or do business with you, because why am I doing him? He's going to make more money than me. Or
right.
I don't want him making as much money as me. I want to be like, yo, I got this myself. Why? People want 100% of $1 million as opposed to maybe 10% of 8 billion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're looking at the percentage, not the value.
Right.
You got to look at the value.
Right.
I'd give up all that. Like Jeff Bezos, the wealthiest man in the world right now. He only owns 16%, I believe, of Amazon. And he has billions of dollars.
Right.
At 16%, he's still the majority shareholder, but it's only 16%. So I think once our people in general understand the value of something, then it'll be much better. We could work together, because we'll be able to control so much more. Just work together.
Wow.
As cliche as it is, work together, man. That's
wow.
it. I can't take away from you, because I can't do what you do, and you can't do what I do. So You're not gonna take any money from my mouth, and vice versa. I can't take it, because I can't do what you do. We're only enhancing each other's skills.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
We're shining light on our skills. We're going to eat more. Right?
Yeah.
Come on, man. So
man,
that's what I be trying to tell these people.
You killing it, man. You dropping some bombs right now, man. And I mean, seriously, what he just now said, the way he just now put that, I couldn't have put it any better myself, man. And it's so important for us to work together. And, this is kind of what this is right now. I mean, I reached out to you. I don't know you. You don't know me. But I reached out to you, and you were more than happy and gracious enough to do this with me. And, I mean, this is the beginning of a relationship. Who knows where it's going to go? Right? And this is what it's about, man. Just opening up new doors and opportunities for us to grow and just do new things, man.
Exactly.
And just be creative. Just be creative. Sir. So I mean, you have said so much today. I really appreciate it. I think that's a great note to end things on. Like I said, I'll definitely put all your information, all the links in the show notes so people can reach you. Tell people how to find you on Instagram again and anywhere else that they can find you.
Yeah, so my Instagram is J.A.D.A-Trucking Empire. J.A.D.A-Trucking Empire. And my website is J.A.D.A-TruckingEmpire.com.
All right. There you go. There you have it. And you follow that man. He already has a whole bunch of followers already. So, you guys are already late. You're already late to the party.
Hey, come on in. We still got some more food for y'all.
But there you go. Hey, do you have anybody else I should be talking to, man? I need some more like-minded people like yourself. Maybe we could talk off air.
Man, I love Trucking Justin.
Okay.
I love what.
Shout to Trucking Justin. I've definitely seen him out there.
Love those guys. And I love what Sandy and Packy are doing. You know what's crazy? I want to give a special shout out to Hood Estates because everything happens for a reason, right? And we'll end with this. But everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
And you meet people and you don't know why, but nothing's ever by coincidence. Everything's a divine appointment, right? So when I came home from jail, I had my Instagram. It wasn't nothing really. It was just whatever. And I seen Hood Estates. I don't know how it popped up. I'm not sure how it popped up on the gram, but I messaged him and I just basically told him, yo, I appreciate what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I like that. I just came home from jail, yada, yada, yada. And he replied and he's like, man, can I repost this or can I post this? I'll just take your name out. I said, yeah, you can repost that because it's my truth.
Right.
Like, man, you don't even have to take my name out, man. You can just tag me in it,
Right.
not thinking.
Right.
And from then, my followers started to blow up. And it was like, he actually helped me to be able to have a voice.
Wow.
He was one of the reasons. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be at this point here that I am right now.
Wow.
So I want to send a special thank you to Packy and those guys over at Hood Estate. They didn't even know. I've always felt like that. They didn't even know.
Wow, that's great.
I realized that if it wasn't for them and what he did, I wouldn't be able to reach the people that I'm reaching now. So
wow.
Yeah, you never know. Thank him for that. And thank you, man. I appreciate this opportunity.
Oh, man, no problem at all. Thank you so much, man. You're such a humble brother, man. You have such a light, such a great spirit, and I know you're gonna go far. That's without doubt. Things are just getting started for you. I could see Get Rich or Die Trucking all over, the United States soon as well as Canada. I mean, your brand is gonna blow up, man, because you definitely have that. You have that it factor. You know what I mean? And your mindset is incredible. And I mean, it's we need more brothers like you out here. And like I said, this is the start of a journey for me. And in maybe a couple months or so, I'd love to have you back on to see where things are at, see what new things you've done. By then, I'd have more people on the show, and we're just gonna keep on building, man. Keep on making it happen. If you like what you heard, it's only gonna get better. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to learn or hear more about. Till next time, love is love. Truck and hustle.